Hello teachers, I'm back with another classroom management tip for you. This is tip number 2. Now that you've started a foundation of building relationships with your students by getting to know one another, it's time to set those clear expectations. Think about your expectations with your students. What are the most important expectations or rules that you have for your students? Don't make them broad, such as be respectful, but break it down. What does being respectful mean to you? What does it look like? What should students be doing or not doing to show respect? So it's important to break it down for them. And then think about what can you tolerate, right? Your students are not robots. They're not going to sit perfectly still in their desks all the time. They're not going to follow every rule. What are some things that you can look past? Students need lots of wiggle room, so we want to make sure that we are giving it to them when we are setting our expectations, when we're managing our students. We need to be okay with those students who need that wiggle room, need that movement break. They can't sit on their bottom with their legs crossed. My son was like that. Those kind of students, I give them the opportunity. Maybe they sit at the back of the carpet so that they have room to wiggle. Maybe they need to be on the edge of the carpet so that they can wiggle. Maybe they don't need a chair. Maybe they need a wiggly seat. Maybe they just want to stand. Give them the choice. You don't have to sit in your seat the whole time. You can move around. You can stand, right? So we want to make sure that we are being tolerant of our students and that we can't expect little robots in our classrooms. The next thing we need to think about is when students do something wrong, they are mistakes that are learning opportunities, and we can take those learning opportunities and help them grow from them. A lot of students are afraid of punishment. They're afraid of making mistakes. We want to make sure that we set up a safe space for them so that they know it's okay to make mistakes in our classrooms. We want them to feel safe. We don't want them to feel scared that they're going to get in trouble for any little thing they do. They should be able to learn from their mistakes, and that's what I always teach my students. I say, it's okay, what are mistakes? And they will say back to me, learning opportunities, ways to grow. And so we talk about all of those things, because if they didn't make those mistakes, they wouldn't be able to learn anything. And I always say we come to school to learn things. If we knew everything, then why would we need to come to school? So I think that's important, not only with academics, but also with social, emotional behaviors in your classroom as well. When should you use consequences, right? So I think consequences have their place in all of our classrooms. I think when we don't have consequences, students might not necessarily learn from those mistakes. I don't think they're for everybody, right? We have those kids who they might make a tiny little mistake, and we're not going to give them a consequence for that, right? We don't want our students to go back to fearing being punished. We never want to consider things as a punishment. We just want to have little reminders sometimes for those students who need them. For example, let's say you have a student who throws their food all over the ground. A natural consequence is they have to clean it up, right? So we don't just let them get away with it and say, oh, someone else will clean it up or clean it up for them. They have to be the ones who are cleaning it up. So that's super important. Another idea is if they won't stop talking to their neighbor. So they're constantly turning to the person beside them and talk when it's supposed to be work time. They're not getting anything done. Their classmate is not getting anything done because they're so distracted. So a natural consequence in that scenario would be to relocate the student to a quieter space on their own for a little bit. Not forever, but just that visual reminder of your expectations by moving them away for a little bit. Again, not forever, just a short time until they kind of get the message. Some of those students, they're going to need a lot of those reminders, and that's okay. We keep saying, oh, remember, we are here to learn. We're here to learn how to work quietly and stay on task and all of those things. And of course, it's very important to keep building those relationships with our students. We want our students to feel love, care, that we care about them. We want them to feel safe in our classroom. We need to continue to spend the time building relationships, getting to know our students, making sure that if they break a rule, it's okay. You still care about them. They need to know that. And that's why I think calling mistakes learning opportunities, because it really shows them that you care about them. So there's my tips for today. If you're looking for resources for your classroom, please check out Teaching Literacy with Deb on Teachers Pay Teachers, where you will find lots of no prep and low prep resources to help boost your literacy program in kindergarten all the way up to second grade. So feel free to check those out. Have an amazing day. Thanks for sticking with me for today's tips. Bye for now.